What's going on, Paisanos? V here, coming at you, well, on a market wash today. Before I begin, make sure to go to my website, YGOPaisano.com. I have the best field sensors and tokens, period. No doubt on my mind, easily the best. Sorry to everybody else that has field sensors and tokens, they're just not as good as mine, because, once again, the best of the best for the best. So if you want to go ahead and grab one of these, once again, it's YGOPaisano.com. Any order over $25 gets free shipping. All orders are shipped with tracking. All right. So let's talk about the 2022 Megatins, because one of the first things you probably might want to ask me is, V, what's going on with the prices? It's a good question, and I think that a lot of people need to understand why I came to my conclusion about some of these cards and what's going to happen, because this is supposed to be like a special day. This is normally, with most sets, a day where a lot of prices kind of settle. In fact, I would say Wednesday after a set release, that the past Friday, the first Wednesday, would be when you actually see prices settle, and we'll have like a more streamlined approach. The difference is, though, it's not happening with 2022 Megatins. Why is that? I mean, think about it. Like, this should be settled already. These prices should be lower, but they're not. They look low, but they're not really. Now, once again, I want to talk about why I came to my conclusions of what's happening with this, and I'll let you know what you guys think about this in the comment section down below. Comment down below and let me know why you think the prices are like this. Whether we agree or disagree, I always want to create that discussion. I'm always learning from the market, and I'm continuing to learn nonstop. Even though I have a good indication of what's going to happen, I'm not always right. But I want to make sure you guys understand why I think certain things are happening and give you my reasonings. And for the same with you. Don't get me wrong. Well, I'll still harass you. We'll still go at it back and forth. That's fine and all. And I 100% will do that with you guys. But I still want to know your reasoning. I always feel like Yu-Gi-Oh! Has to have a little bit of a harassment in it. If it's not, it's so, like, goofy. I don't want to go locals where everyone's like each other's, like, friends. Ugh. I want people to bust balls. It's a bar for nerds, and we want to, like, hang out and argue, but I don't want you to feel too comfortable because, you know, why not? It's fun. I don't know. Comment down below, let me know what you think about these card prices. Cards like Pot of Prosperity being roughly around $38, Forbidden Droplet being roughly around $26, Ash Blossom Enjoy Spring, $15, Divine of the Herald, you're going to need this card, by the way. It is currently $10 a copy. You need 3. Now, you're probably saying, V, what's going on with these prices? I mean, look at Pot of Prosperity. It says $38, but it's not, of course. Unless you want to buy from unverifiable sellers. The current price point of Pot of Prosperity is actually $45 a copy. So what is happening here? I think it's a really fair question a lot of players are asking. Well, what we're seeing is a bit of a wild curve. The pre-sale price was as low as $31. I believe it was roughly around $35. But even if you go back a month, the price went low, shot up, and then now it's trying to stabilize, but it's still trying to stabilize. I mean, normally with most Yu-Gi-Oh! Sets, the first Wednesday after a set release, the prices are starting to stabilize, but we're not seeing that here at all. The price of Pot of Prosperity from the 2022 Megatins is fighting to stabilize, and it's not really doing anything. So what's going on, you might ask? Well, to be honest with you, a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Players obviously are still buying the Pot of Prosperities, the 2022 Megatins, but not many Yu-Gi-Oh! Players are buying sealed. And in a weird way, I'm kind of proud of everybody. Like, everybody decided to be the sniper, not the person getting wrecked. A lot of kids that bought sealed Megatins, and you better comment down below, you better show everybody, got wrecked. And I always say on this channel, I've been saying it for years, hey, listen, don't ever buy sealed, buy the singles. You will always do better by buying the singles. Think about what you pay for a case of 2022 Megatins. I believe they're roughly around, how much for a case? $172. All right. For $172, you can get a playset of Prosperities, a playset of Droplet. Like, the 2 best cards in this Megatin you can easily buy. I mean, what do you want to do? You want to buy that directly? Or do you want to play the lottery? And maybe, if you're lucky, you'll get a Prosperity or 2. Ooh, that's crazy. Droplet? Psst, don't push your luck. Maybe one. Maybe one. We'll go with 1. And I think that's the kind of thing a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Players are slowly realizing. Most OTS stores can buy sealed because they buy sealed in bulk, they sell sealed, and they also open the singles in which they can sell in the secondary market, making a quick buck fast. So OTS stores are pretty much set. But the individual Yu-Gi-Oh! Player doesn't have that luxury. So they buy sealed, and on the debut, majority of times, they get absolutely destroyed. And that's basically what happened to a lot of players that bought sealed. But looking at Pot of Prosperity, what's going on here? Is the prices ever going to go down? Yes. Yeah, I want to answer that quickly. The price of Pot of Prosperity, as well as a lot of cards within 2022, 10 of the Pharaoh Gods will be going down. It's going to take a little bit longer, but it's inevitable. The prices of all these cards are going to compress, okay? So why is Pot of Prosperity so much money? It's a good question. The answer is simple. Secret Pot of Prosperity, which is a lower rarity than a Prismatic Secret Rare in the 2022 Megatins, is still not going down enough. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's going down. It's what, all-time high, $132. You see it over here for name and first editions being roughly around $63, so it's 50% of its all-time high, and it's still trying to fight the market. Look at it, look at this. In the past month, I wish I had weekly charts, but in the past month, boom. In fact, you go over here the past week where it went down to $49.91, roughly around $50, and it's trying to stabilize. YGOPaisano only secret rare pot of prosperities don't want to sell their secret rares. I mean, we're talking big money for a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players. They have a playset of Pot of Prosperity that's roughly around $180, roughly. After TCG player seller fees, it's roughly around $140-ish. If you do tracking, 130, we'll say 130 for a playset of Pot of Prosperities. Then you turn around and you say, okay, this is secret rare. This ideally is the higher rarity. Prismatic Secret is higher than secret. And the price of Prismatic Secret starts roughly around $45. So what's the margin? It's nothing. The margin is atrocious. And the majority of Yu-Gi-Oh players are just holding that Pot of Prosperities. The issue with that is, as more and more 10 Fire Gods get opened up and more Prosperities get dumped into the market, nobody's going to want to buy Secret Prosperities. Yu-Gi-Oh players realizing that is going to start slowly selling the Secret Prosperities as the price goes to a point where Yu-Gi-Oh players are like, you know what, I'd rather sell this and turn around and get the Prismatic Secret Rare because they look better. And I think that's what's going to be happening. And that will be the start of the price of Pot of Prosperity, as well as a lot of cards in the Megatins to go down. Once again, I want to emphasize, a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players on Megatins became the sniper. That is the smartest play for the individual player. Always, don't buy sealed, you will get wrecked every single time. Be the sniper and benefit. Let's go about Forbidden Droplet, because guess what? The same exact thing happened. Of course, on a smaller scale, but nevertheless happened. Why? Because Yu-Gi-Oh players have Droplet. Droplet got reprinted more than Prosperity. So the price obviously would have been the same as Prosperity had Droplet not had all its reprints. Looking at Forbidden Droplet, we can do the same exact thing, and that's scary. Once again, the pre-sale price $19. It's going up right now. The current price of this card is roughly around $29. It really hasn't changed, to be honest with you, in the past couple of days. And then you go over here, and you realize Forbidden Droplet, well, besides Ultimate Rare, which also is going down, but Forbidden Droplet Secret Rare out of Rise of the Duelist, the original print set, well, that price point is roughly around $42. Once again, if you're looking to buy Forbidden Droplet right now, would you buy the original print of Rise of the Duelist or the Prismatic Secret Rare? Let me pause you quickly. If anyone said, V, I want to buy the original print first edition in this situation, just know that you're wrong. You're like we can argue about this, but the problem is it's not even close. And here's why. Just like in the case of Pot of Prosperity, Forbidden Droplet has a higher rarity. Prosperity is a Starlight Rare. Droplet is Ultimate Rare. Ultimate Rare is the higher valued version of the card. Even Ultimate Rare, which used to be roughly around $300, is it? Let's see. No, it's not. $250. Now, don't get me wrong. Within a couple of sales, maybe it gets to $253. Sure. But even the price of Ultimate Rare is going down, despite the fact that Droplet is starting to see a lot more play. Why? Simple. Once again, Yu-Gi-Oh players holding Cigarette Droplet. Is it important to sell a playset for $120? Teaching you player fees and tracking, you'll probably get $80, and then turn around and buy this for $29? No, it doesn't make any sense. There has to be incentivization for Yu-Gi-Oh players to unload on one card to go to the other card. In the case of 2022 tins, it's not happening yet. I do think as time goes on, the more these tins get opened, the more these cards get dumped into the market, then we can see either Droplet from the 2022 go down in value due to the fact that everyone's opening it, or those Yu-Gi-Oh players that own the original print cards sell their copies and then buy these because obviously they're better rarity. They're just higher. Unless you have Ultimate Rare, then forget everything I just said. Same thing with Starlight Rare. So that's the case of Droplet and Prosperity. You're going, of course, V. Those are higher rarity cards. Oh, V, come on. Good-looking guy. Strong, handsome. What else you got for me? Okay, cool. Let's go with Diviner. Diviner of the Herald out of 2022 Megatins is a card that you're going to need 3 of in the future of this game. And the near future, by the way. Diviner Herald, once again, is in a weird spot. At its lowest price, it was roughly around $7. And now it kind of bounced back up. You're seeing it over here at $11 and almost near $12 a copy. So what happened? The same exact thing. Original print Secret Rare Diviner Heralds at a Lightning Overdrive. Once again, there's right there. I'm not trying to trick you, okay? I didn't even put any filters on. It's $28. Yu-Gi-Oh players will first have to consider, do you sell this set and buy this? Or is it worth it? I don't know. You let me know. And I do think that's what's basically happening with even Diviner the Herald. As Yu-Gi-Oh players look at their Secret Rare Diviner Heralds, do you sell these 3 and buy these? Well, yes and no, but the issue with that is you still have to sell, and you have to buy, and you have to do it within a certain amount of time frame before Divine Herald, in my opinion, goes up in value. And I do think both copies will go up in value, but I don't think the original Prince Secret Rare will go any higher as opposed to its prismatic Secret Rare counterpart, as Yu-Gi-Oh! Players want the higher rarity. And I think a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Players that open Divine Herald out of 2022 tins are holding this card because of that. Just as much as they're holding Droplet, just as much as they're holding Prosperity. Not as much either or, but I would say this is number 3 if I had to guess for cards in the 2022 Megatins. So that's basically what I predict as the price point. I do think these cards will go down in value. I do think it will take a lot longer, as we saw, as opposed to other previous Megatins, because the way the market is structured, because the secondary market, and because obviously an unknown virus made everybody hold their cards, not really sell or trade their cards. So you can players have a ton of cards, and rather than sell them online, they decide to hold them rather than sell them, because the price points doesn't really make a difference between Secret Rare, Droplet, and from the 2022, as well as the original Prince set, Prosperity. And in the case of Diviner, it's just a matter of if you hold your playset, who cares, or you want to buy this. That's the conclusion I came down to. Paisano, you know, like I said, I love doing these videos. I love hanging out. I love talking about this game because this game is so wild. I mean, only in Yu-Gi-Oh! Can you predict the market by guessing. Only in Yu-Gi-Oh! Can you predict what's happening within certain cards just by thinking about the future of the game. And luckily for us, because the OG is ahead of us, which means they get to play, in my opinion, a better format, we get the ability to choose the good cards before they're made available for everybody in the masses. Those that don't follow this game, like we follow this game to the crazy T, to the point where it's kind of insane, well, they don't really do as well as those like you and me that look into the market and say, what can I buy now, so I don't gotta get wrecked in the future. And I think that's really important to understand. Cards like Herald of Orange Light, Herald of Green Light, and Herald of Purple Light might see play. In fact, I'm going to argue and say Herald of Orange Light will see at least a copy of 2, at least, maybe even 3, in the upcoming Ashizu deck. So you're going to want to get a playset of this card. Now, luckily for a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Players, the playset was hitting, I'm pretty sure it was hitting at 200. I don't know why. Maybe it was bought out, but now it's calmed down. You can get this card roughly around $145 to $150 for an Ultimate Rare Herald of Orange Light. Watch this. You can go ahead and get any version, common by the way, Structure Deck Wave of Light, Dual Genesis, Battle Pack 3, or Tour Pack, which is 7. Easy to get. Yeah, they're roughly around $9 to $10 a copy for commons. So, I'm not sure if you know this or not. You need this card. You need at least 3 of this card. Well, 2 of this card. You should have 3, in my opinion. But it gets better than that. It gets better. And we talked about this previously. I talked about this a couple of months ago. Maybe a month ago. Time's a mystery. But looking at Herald of Purple Light as well as Herald of Green Light, in the OCG, these cards saw play sporadically. And I do think here in the TCG, it might not be any different. You might have a chance of seeing Ulti Herald of Green Light and Ulti Herald of Purple Light see play. Now, what makes this card so interesting to talk about is the fact that both came out of Enemy of Justice. That set is old. Like, old. Like, Jesus played at the pre-release old. I mean, look at this. Look at all these ultis. Look at that. Look, how cool is that? All this used to come in like you had a chance of pulling any of this. I mean, yeah, they weren't like whatever, but Cyber Phoenix at the time, Diamond Dew at the time, like these were bangers. A Banshee of the Range was a banger at the time. Like all Force Back, I remember that used to be a banger. All these used to be in the set, like. And now we just like we get a core sense like, hey, this is show printed, get wrecked. But anyway, going back to it's Herald of Purple or Herald of Green Light. One of these still plays a side deck option. Here in the TCG, it's not exactly like the OCG, and I do think there's an opportunity for Yu-Gi-Oh! Players in the TCG and meta players to play either Herald of Green, Herald of Purple, or even both. Don't downplay is what I'm trying to say. These cards had a crazy high for the unlimited market, but the first edition market kind of stabilized. In fact, you can see right here, the first edition market looks to see, it says 111. I don't remember it being that, but now it's 40. Let's go take a look at it and see what we got here. Once again, this is Herald of Purple Light. Herald of Purple Light near mint first editions are roughly around $23. Once again, this card came out Enemy of Justice. This is the one that negates traps. Herald of Green Light negates spells. Herald of Green Light right now, once again, going back, you can see how the market went crazy for it. A first-edition copy of this card, near mint, lightly played, whatever. That bad boy's going to run you roughly around $34. So, I just want to talk about how, like, both of these are really, really interesting cards. And both of these cards are cards that might see meta play. Now, you don't got to buy Herald of Green Light Ultimate Rare at an Enemy of Justice. No. You don't have to buy this one. You could turn around and easily buy a Herald of Green Light. One second, let me go back to it. Herald of Green Light, why can't I... It's gonna be a pain, isn't it? It's gonna be a pain, yeah. Okay, can I do this? Okay, cool. You can buy this card for as low as 14 cents. Ironically, coming out of Structure Deck Wave of Light. Evidently gonna be a good structure deck. This structure deck nobody bought, by the way. I love this structure deck. I actually bought an extra. I've never bought actually a structure deck, but whatever. I bought 3 more of these because I loved all the cards in it. Like, I just loved everything about this. Anyway, going back to it though, a lot of you can buy the commons if you want to. So it goes common for Herald of Green Light. I believe it goes common, rare, right, and then ulti, right? Yeah, double commons, rare, and ulti. Okay, cool. Double commons, rare, and ulti for Herald of Green Light. No, I'm sorry. 2 rares, 2 commons, and an ulti for Herald of Green Light. So you can do that. It's fine. Just no ulti is better. And like I said, I think it was about a month ago. I personally said what I was gonna do. I bought a playset of Herald of Green Light Ultimate Rare. I bought a playset of Herald of Purple Light Ultimate Rare, and I just haven't done to decide, waiting for a Shizus. And this is the kind of thing, you know, by seeing the future of the market in the OCG, here in the TCG, we can make great predictions that might come true. And if it does, well, you can make some good money. Sometimes you're right, sometimes you're wrong. In the case of Primary Planet Paralino, we're in the middle, in a weird way. The price of this card is roughly around $94 to $95. In fact, I would argue at certain times, even last week even, definitely a week before that, the price of Primary Planet Paralino was roughly around $100 a copy. Well, the price is kind of not really changed as much. Right now, you're looking at the current price being roughly around $90 a copy. It did go down, but it hasn't tanked in value. Either the Megatins coming out would actually push this card's value down, but once again, Megatins have their own kind of troubles until that's sorted. The price of this card's still relatively high. It's still not $100 high, but it's not $80 at the least low that I predicted that would happen. So looking at this card, I do think as time goes on, the price of this card obviously will be going down in value. The matter is when, and I do think when the Megatins get fixed, this gets sorted as well. A card I recently bought a playset of is Secret Ultimate Slayers. Secret Ultimate Slayers have been tanking with the pre-sale price $63. Insane. Look at this. In the past month alone, the price has been tanking. And if you look at the card right now, if you want to get yourself a playset, it's roughly around $37 a copy. Now, it's up to you if you want to get yourself a playset. I got myself a playset because I like this card. I think this card's really, really broken. And I do think at a certain time in this game, this card will actually start seeing a lot more play. I don't think it's going to happen today, but if we get a ban list, that might change the way this card is being played. Looking at Maxx C, I can easily make a video and yell about Maxx C. One thing I like to do whenever I talk about Maxx C is attribute it to an upcoming set and say, if it gets a reprinted upcoming set, it's fair to say that within that ban list, if it's nearby the release of the upcoming set, Maxx C more than likely will come up the ban. So I've always said this constantly. I've argued constantly with all of you. And I'm not going to go on a Maxx C rant. In fact, the opposite. I'm going to give you an argument that you might have a point in if you knew how to, whatever, but I want to give you this argument. The next upcoming set is going to be, the soonest set is going to be Darkwing Blast. Now, unfortunately, this comes out 10/19 next month, but this is a core set. In fact, the next opportunity for Maxx C to be reprinted would more than likely be Magnificent Mavens. Probably not, though. Let's be honest. That comes out in November. Realistically, it might come out in Battle Legends Crystal Revenge, but once again, that's mid-November. Maxx C might not be getting a reprint for a long time, and if we get a ban list, let's say just magically today, and Maxx C comes off the ban list, a lot of people are going to get wrecked hard. The prices of Maxx C, even the common, which is roughly around $15, way more than a Structure Deck Machine Reactor, which was $10 at the time, is going to spike insanely high. Common Maxx C's would be worth around, in my opinion, once again, take it for what you will. Besides it, I think it being bought out because there's only 34 listings. Let's say there were more of these around. I think the price of the Maxx C common would hit at least $50. I'm not saying it's a good thing, by the way. I think that's horrible. I'm not a fan of commons being insanely expensive in this game. I'm not. Just because I like the nicer things in the game doesn't mean I'm ignorant to those out there, like, you know, whatever, that don't have a lot of money that can get ultra rare Maxx C's. And I like a chance for Maxx C to have a printing. So with this coming ban list, I really don't know what's going to happen with Maxx C. As much as I want to off the bans because I think it's more healthier for the game, I do think the biggest issue with this card is the fact that if we don't get a near reprint anytime soon, then there's a good chance it won't come off the ban list. If it does come off the ban list, is that good for the game? I'll enjoy it, but once again, I don't think about the market for me. I think about the market for all the Yu-Gi-Oh players for a healthy game, and this is not a healthy secondary market, so I don't know what the hell's going on, basically, is what I'm trying to tell you. Looking at Darkwing Blast, this is a Blackwing set. Everyone's excited about it. She's a Blackwing coming in. Nevertheless, I'm excited about Blackwings. I'm a huge Blackwing fan. My favorite decks in the game of all time, number 1, Shadows, number 2, Blackwings, and number 3, Crystal Beasts. My favorite 3 decks of all time. Even though I'm not a huge fan of Crystal Beasts competitively, if I find a casual group, I'm bringing Crystal Beasts every day of the week. Looking at Darkwing Blast, though, you want to look at Blackwings. Yes, you obviously want to look at Shizers and Telements, and some of you might have already, and that will probably be another reason why a lot of Yu-Gi players will be buying this set. But also, a lot of you might be buying this set because of Blackwings. Blackwing cards are slowly starting to be bought off the market, and it's deceptive how it's happening. You don't know it. I'll give you an example. Blackwing Value, the Emblem of Honor says to be $10. When you look at TCG Play, it says 10. Yeah, no, it's not even close. We'll go with Name and Let You Play. We'll start with Unlimited. Yeah, $18. Oh, you want a first edition value? No big deal. $34 for the Ultra Rare. This is the lowest rarity version of this card. Oh, sorry, there's Super Rare as well. It's roughly around... I forgot about Super Rare. Oh my god, I forgot about the tin version. Super Rares are roughly around $14. Like, I mean, it's if you need it, you need it, I guess. Value also comes ulti. I'm not even gonna look at that price point. What I'm trying to show you is Blackwing cards are really, really expensive, and it's slowly being bought out. And I'm not sure if a lot of players know this or not. Cards like Black Whirlwind, which might see play, probably will see play, to be honest, is also slowly being bought off the market. And you're not like a lot of people don't know it yet. Obviously, 12-pack versions are being bought off the market faster, but even the ultra rares, $1.50 it says. Oh really? Oh, I could wait on that, right? You might say. Sure. No, you can't. The current price point obviously spiked in value. There's a damaged one for $1.50, sure, but this is roughly around $4 to $5 for an ultra rare Black Whirlwind. You want to go ahead and get the super rare Black Whirlwind at 12-pack, we still won. My favorite version, by the way. I own a playset of these, not to brag, but I just brag, whatever. This card price is roughly around, oh, well, that's French. No, Italian, German. Ooh, that's nice. Get one in each language if you're gonna do this. That looks, well, that looks pretty wild. Anyway, the current price is roughly around $125. Black Whirlwind super rare. Now, will this be playing the new Blackwing stuff? Probably. Will Blackwing be meta? Probably. That's my guess. If you look at OCG and you go, V, but look at the OCG, we see Telements, we see Sprites, we don't see Blackwings. In the OCG, they have Maxx C. This deck is a very aggressive deck, and I do think that Maxx C in the OCG shuts his deck down pretty hard. I think it's a huge issue, whereas Telements can make a mid-range board and be okay with that. Sprites can do the same. Blackwings can't. And I'll say Blackwings are not seeing as much play in the OCG as I think they will be seeing play here in the TCG with the release of Darkwing Blast. I hope to be wrong, is what I would say to you if I want to be nice, but no, I want Blackwings to be the best deck. I love this deck. This is my baby right here. Like, I want this deck to fuck everyone up. In fact, I'm playing this deck. Like, I'm going to be streaming on Twitch TV, YGOPaisano. When the set drops, yes, I will have a Shizu Telements, but I'm also going to have Blackwings, and you goddamn right I'm playing Blackwings. This deck is clean. Enough fanboying. Sky Strikers. Once again, Magnificent Mavens is going to make Strikers a really, really good deck. And I don't think a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players really understand this. Like, don't get me wrong, I always talk about Strikers. I always say you need to buy Strikers, and people go, whatever, V. Whoever, get here, V. Get here, you good-looking stud. But I'm serious, you need to buy this, like, deck core. You don't even need to buy the Ultimate Rares, even though they will be going up in value, and they're currently going down in value. Rose is going down in value because you only need one, not two. A lot of Blackwing players that did buy this card now have two Rose. Lulz, you only need one at best. But if you look at the other stuff for Sky Strikers, they're relatively inexpensive compared to other deck cores. I think with the release of Magnificent Mavens, Sky Strikers might become really, 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 really good, and might actually put up a good fight against the entire meta. Now, will it be the best deck? I'm not saying that. But I do think it bumps Strikers up to tier 1.5, if you want my honest opinion. I do think this is a great deck core, and I do think a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players that bought this deck core when it first came out of Dark Saviors probably get the best mileage. Once again, looking at Sky Strikers and the release of Magnificent Maidens, it's only going to be roughly around a month and a half before we have an opportunity to see Sky Strikers make their debut again for the 80th time in this game. And whether you like them or not, you're going to be playing at your locals, your regionals, maybe even your YCS against Sky Strikers. Are you ready, Paisano? Anyway, guys, please make sure to go to my website, YGOPaisano.com. Buy yourself a Field Center. Everyone else who doesn't buy one, I forgot to mention in the beginning of the video, everyone else who doesn't have this at the locals is a peasant. If you buy this, you're not a peasant. You're just a Paisano. Anyway, Paisano, it's your boy V, and you guys all have a great day.